And we're back from the man cave, the Incredible Hoax. I'm Chris.
I'm Mark.
We're going to continue our hysterical rant and raving on the Star Wars teaser trailer for Episode 7. No, I'm sorry, let's start over. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Copyright Lucasfilm, copyright Disney version, I guess. I don't know how they're doing it now. It's going to be weird to see the Disney castle and then Lucasfilm logo. I want to see the 20th Century Fox, dun, 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 and then the Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the castle
Yeah.
thing.
Well, I remember seeing that Clone Wars, that cartoon Star Wars, and it had the Warner Brothers logo before
like all weird.
Lucasfilm, and that threw me out. I was
weird.
like, that really threw me off. I was like, what?
They're gonna have to. They'll have to address that somehow because I can't handle the castle in front of Lucasfilm. I can't handle it. All right, now I want to move to. Well, before I move on to the issue, I'm talking about. What is your? What I want to let you have the say first here, of a concern or a like or whatever. What's the next big issue with the trailer you want to address, or do you have one?
I think we kind of covered as far as where I come from on. We're continuing our discussion of the Star Wars.
He was underwhelmed. I
Force
agreed.
Awakens teaser trailer.
Yeah, you were underwhelmed. I agreed, and my beef was I felt that it was haphazard on the way they treated the Millennium Falcon, and my concern is J.J. Abrams would be half-ass in his approach to the Millennium Falcon and sort of the universe of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because Star Trek 2 left me feeling that way, or Star Trek Into Darkness left me feeling that way, I should say.
Yeah.
About that universe. So, now, picking it from there.
One final thing I'll add to this discussion is I thought it was kind of silly. Us as fans, we can be an amusing lot because one of the things everyone was been out of shape about was the Sith lightsaber.
With the hilt,
the hilt on it, and everybody was really, and I think even Stephen Colbert did a thing on it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just us fans, I guess we get so we're the clamor for any little thing on this new movie. People just take it and they overanalyze it and all that, and everybody, we're going to have to just be patient. You're probably not going to get the full trailer at the earliest July 4th. 2015. It's probably going to be the earliest that you actually see a full-blown trailer.
Well, I purposely am going to avoid spoilers on this movie. We both were burnt by spoilers with the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
We would read all the news and websites and stuff because it was so new. The internet was still kind of a new bastion for all that,
right.
And we were just soaking up like sponges. And in hindsight, I wish I'd never read any of the crap and just saw the movies cold.
Yes.
So this one, I'm not reading the articles. I'll watch the trailers and that's it. I'll go off the trailers. I'm not going to read all the crap. And I'm going to watch the movies cold. So I am going to do the movie that fair because I want to experience it that way.
Sure.
Now, my big beef with the reaction to the trailer. Not so much the trailer itself, but the reaction to it. Their first shot is the desert. The next shot is a black stormtrooper. A lot of people had criticism of a black stormtrooper. The actor who plays him, I cannot think of his name. I'm drawing a blank right now of his name. Responded on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, get used to it. And you made the point that he can't say anything because he's got a non-disclosure agreement. And you're exactly right. He can't say if he's a stormtrooper or not a stormtrooper. He can't say nothing, and I get that.
John Boyega? Is that his name? John
I honestly
Boyega?
don't remember his name, so I'll go with that, sure. My thing is, there might be an element of racism in some fans. A small percentage of fans might be an element of racism. And I'll concede that, and I'll agree. But I think the overwhelming majority of people who expressed a question mark, not a concern or anger or anything else, but just sort of a question like, huh? A black stormtrooper? Do you not understand that that is a valid question mark? And I'll tell you what, it's got nothing to do with race. Mm-hmm. It's got nothing to do with race. It's got nothing to do with prejudice, racism, bigotry, any of that stuff. Social intolerance, nothing. It is a legitimate question concerning the storyline. because we had 3 movies make a large, huge point out of the Clone Wars, and those stormtroopers are all Jango Fett.
Right.
I'm drawing the actor's name blank on that one too.
Tamora Morrison.
Yes, who is not white, by the way. He's
New Zealand.
He's New Zealand. He's a native New Zealander. I don't know if they call him Aboriginal, but anyway, he's
yeah, that I don't know.
He's a native New Zealander, for lack of my ignorance of not knowing what else to call him. So he's not white. So the stormtroopers aren't white. So it's not a race thing in terms of white versus black. It's like I'm actually confused from the storyline, because here's a black stormtrooper. So the legitimate question: are they changing that? Are they making it where he's in disguise like Han and Luke in the Death Star? That's a legitimate question. That's not a racial prejudice question. That's a legitimate story question, because all of the stormtroopers and clone troopers are supposed to look like the New Zealand dude. And I have a real problem with people automatically applying racism or prejudice to the people that raise that question, which has happened on the internet. And I have a big problem with that. It's not a racial issue. It is a legitimate story question to have that. What the heck is this black stormtrooper? Because he's not supposed to be a black guy. He's supposed to be Morrison,
right,
duplicated 1 billion times.
Yeah, Jango Fett.
Jango Fett,
his clone.
Cloned 1 billion times like a Xerox copy is what a stormtrooper is supposed to look like. So I have a real problem with people who have... Now, the fringe element who have been racist about it, screw them. I got no use for them. I'm talking about the legitimate fans who add a question. There's nothing wrong with that question. And I have a problem if they have a problem with it. You know what I mean? Your thoughts?
Well, I was just thinking that, in a way, I wonder if this trailer is something of a marketing genius, because you know, having this kind of thing that they know that fans, they can't tell you much, but just having something they think might be provocative, and people not knowing, you know, did the Empire have to start over with a new army and a new clone?
Yeah, that's a valid question.
And those are all the kind of questions or whatever. But the marketing genius of it is it has kind of created this interest and a lot of discussion. So that the trailer may be better than I give it credit for.
And keep in mind, Lucas himself said that for any forthcoming movies after the Disney sale, that the movies were canon. Not the books, not the comic books, not the toys, not the video games, nothing. All that was just extra side stuff. The actual canon that Disney was going to produce henceforth would all be based on the movies alone. So, using Lucas's words, all the stormtroopers are supposed to look like Jango Fett.
Yeah.
So, again, I have a problem that they have a problem with it. I have a problem that they have a problem. That makes sense.
Yeah, certainly the history of what stormtroopers are is set to this point, as far as we know, for the first 6 films. So it could be that with episode 7, it's going to get a whole new...
And that's fine.
You know, they're going to get, like I said, they may say, well, the Jango thing, we lost the DNA, whatever.
Maybe we thought he was inferior and we upgraded, and this guy is more badass, and we cloned him.
Yeah, so
he's more of a badass.
And all those things, I think, will be fine and will work themselves out. But I think, just as in a general sense, people should understand that the part of the discussion is based on the Star Wars lore and doesn't have anything to do with like real world social issues.
And exactly, that was my thing. My first thing upon my head is like, well, is he?
This is all about Star Wars lore.
Yes.
That's it.
When I saw the movie, the trailer. When I saw the teaser trailer, my first thought was, well, is he in disguise, or is this like a new thing they're going to do? Because it's obvious that he was not the original Stormtrooper. I mean, like you said, I think it was done on purpose because they knew they would raise that question immediately.
Yeah, the more we talk about it, the more I'm starting to think, there could be a marketing.
There probably was some sort of
marketing genius.
And so anyway, So all the people out there who got a real beef with us Star Wars fans who questioned it, please stop for a second and understand it's not a racial. Yes, there is a percentage that are racial or racist, backwards hillbillies, and there's nothing we can do about that. They'll always be there. So screw those guys. I'm talking about legitimate fans with a legitimate question. It is not an unreasonable question. It's not. It's just not.
Yeah, we were told, certainly starting with episode 2, the Attack of the Clones, we got answers on where the stormtroopers came from and so forth.
Yeah.
And so a trailer like that is provoking discussion.
Yeah, a whole movie was about it.
So guess what? We are discussing it. So mission accomplished. And that's really all I have to say on that.
All right, that's the last word. I look forward to it. I'll be in line to see it at the midnight debut, I'm sure. And yeah, I'll dedicate a large portion of my life to seeing it. So just because I'm a sucker for it.
Fingers crossed. Here's hoping.
Regardless of our feelings of underwhelming or anything else, we're Star Wars fans, and I have a lot of Star Wars stuff in here.
Can I interject one last geek thing?
Go for it.
Is I will be a little disappointed if in episode 7 Leia doesn't have like this huge badass lightsaber fight. Because, she is a Jedi, and I would like to see,
Well, in Thor...
I would just love to see her just kick somebody's butt.
In Thor 2, they gave...
And a gold bikini. No, just kidding.
Well,
just kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm going to let you...
that was a joke!
I'm going to leave you to hang on that one. And, in Thor 2, they gave, what's her name, a pretty cool sword fight. I'm drawing a blank of her name. Renee Russo. Remember?
Yeah, which film?
The Thor, I call it.
Oh, yeah.
By the way,
Thor 2 or whatever
this is a side note that has nothing to do with Star Wars. I can't stand, the older I get, just give sequels the number name. Because you realize how hard it is to have a conversation sometimes? If you just said Thor 2 instead of Thor the New World, I could just say Thor 2 and you know what I'm talking about. Now I gotta go Thor the one with the second one, but... I don't know what it's called.
I totally forgot. Unless you just told me, you got to put a gun to my head. I couldn't remember.
Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Why can't I just say Captain America 2? Why can't I just say Avengers 2? Why can't I just say... it's like even like Resident Evil. It's Resident Evil like 5, but I don't know the name of 5. It's not 5. It's like Resident Evil something or other.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And it comes on TV. I'm like, I don't know which one this is. Is this 4 or 5? Or 3? So... Dear Hollywood, start numbering the fucking sequels. And with that...
That's what was great about Godfather and Rocky. Part 1, Part 2,
3,
thank
4.
you.
Lethal Weapon, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's simple. Keep it simple.
So, that's not anything to do with the Star Wars trailer. That's just another little pet peeve of mine. So, start numbering the fucking sequels, Hollywood. Thank you, and good night.